Hi everyone! I hope you're all doing well. This week Jorge brings to the table a quite thought-provoking and at the same time very interesting and important question, which is, what do you think young people's attitude towards starting a family and having children? Well, I think it's quite obvious that nowadays the fact that people consciously choose to marry and start their families at a fairly mature age, say in their late 30s or even 40s, and even not to have children, is much more common than it was back in our previous generations. And it's not something that is common only for the place where I live. I believe it's a world tendency. But in this video, I'd like to reflect on the original question. What do you think of those people who decide to live a child-free life, who don't want to have children, and what do you think is the reason behind such a decision? I found this question even more interesting, and I'd like to elaborate on this a little bit more. I've been thinking for a while to talk about it from my personal perspective. It's never been my choice. I've always dreamed about having kids, and I can say I'm happy and lucky enough that my dream came true. But what do I think about those people who choose to live a child-free life? Well, first of all, of course, we cannot judge them. It's their personal choice and decision. And we live in free society. We are free to act as we want. I mean, reasonably. We all think differently. We all see the world differently, and we all have different values, and it's absolutely normal. It's totally okay. And I think if I had been a representative of those people, it would have been much easier for me to explain or even defend their point of view or advocate for it. But in my case, I can only assume what is behind such a choice, such a decision. So my assumptions and my guesses are following. First of all, I think that those people who decide to live a child-free life simply want to take advantage of other life opportunities. For example, pursuing their career or any other goals or priorities, or having more leisure time for themselves, to care of themselves more, or being more active in society. Some people, I believe, are not ready financially for having kids. Others are simply afraid of this responsibility, and it's much easier for them to take care of a dog, for example, and it's okay for them. For some, it can be a quite bad or painful personal childhood experience, childhood story, where, for example, they were raised by their mom alone, barely making ends meet, and they vowed never have children in order to avoid this bad and terrible experience at all costs. And it's also a real scenario. Or, for example, a woman doesn't want to have kids because she simply doesn't want her body to suffer and change and lose its attractiveness. And it's also a reason. So as we can see, there can be lots of different reasons why people choose to live a child-free life. But in the end, it's a personal choice. And of course, the correctness of this choice cannot be questioned or doubted. So yeah, it's a really complicated and complex question, and it was my take on this. Thank you so much for taking your time and watching this video. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.